What's up, BookTube? Back with another video, and today we're going to do a review over The Odyssey. Not the book, the new movie that come out. Now, overall, I went into this movie thinking, you know what? If I'm just being real, I'm going to hate this movie. I was looking for things to hate. I really, truly actually was. And terrible to say, but that's just kind of the way I felt towards it. I didn't like the way the movie was marketed. I didn't like how it was just kind of one of those like modern day kind of feminist kind of propaganda to a lot of extent. One of those things where that they go and they get, a lot of the characters to go out there and just badmouth the source material. They did it with Rings of Power. They did it with this too as well. In Rings of Power, I will say this, not taking up for it by any stretch of the imagination, because it's awful in every single way. But at least when it attacked the author, it actually changed source material to make it where that it fit with their narrative. The Odyssey can't say that. You had the woman who played Helen of Troy, and she was talking in one interview, and she was like, well, if I could talk to, the author of this, I would say, hey, why did you not add women of, more roles for women in your story? And that would have been okay, I guess, to say if women took a bigger part of a role in this story. They did not, actually. So what that was about, I don't really know. I think this is just modern marketing is geared towards trying to really do shock value and kind of make you wonder, hey, what's the movie going to be like? Maybe making you go to hate watch it in a lot of ways. And a lot of people did it. And I'll admit, to a certain extent, I did as well. Now, when I left the movie, I actually had a different take on it. I actually thought if I could have rated this movie just coming out, I would have rated it a 7 out of 10. I really did. I thought it was really good. I actually really enjoyed it. For the most part, I enjoyed it. It had some lulls in it. The ending, it was a little bit too long, and the ending, I kind of felt like got a little John Wickish to be a little honest about it. But overall, I thought it was really a good movie, if it just wasn't so rushed. Now, upon sitting on it for a day, I have lowered the score to a 6 out of 10, simply because of some of the issues that I just said. But I'm just going, before I go any further and just start my little rambling thing, I'm going to actually just go through the things loved, hated, whatever. Alright, so Matt Damon, fantastic as Odysseus. I actually really enjoyed him as Odysseus. I enjoyed this version of Odysseus. This was a PTSD version of Odysseus. This wasn't the jovial Odysseus that usually you see, the really smart, cunning Odysseus. This is a battle-worn Odysseus. This is a man who's reluctant to go to war and been away from his family way too long. He's done some terrible things, and it's hard for him to live with it. And it's so much that it's hard for him to live with it that he don't even want to go home. Like, that's how bad he is in this one. I mean, not how bad he is as a character. He's a great character in this, but he's a broken man. And I thought that was played really well by Matt Damon. I thought he was, hey, you know what? I think he was a perfect casting for this specific role of Odysseus. Now, as far as like Penelope is concerned, she was another good one. Anne Hathaway did an amazing job. I never thought I'd say this. I'm not an Anne Hathaway fan, but she did an amazing job. I loved every scene she was in. She gave her best in every scene she was in. Incredibly believable. Absolutely loved everything that she was in when it come to this movie. Another good one that really kind of shocked me was Robert Pattinson. Now, Robert Pattinson, he kind of showed his acting chops in some movies outside of Twilight. For me, that movie about 9/11 was really good. I thought he was really good in that movie. But in this one, he plays a great villain. Like he does. He plays a really great villain as one of the suitors is trying to get Penelope, Odysseus' wife. So like I really enjoyed that. And I'll tell you one that was kind of on the side is John Bernthal as Menelaus. That dude wasn't in it for very long, but when he was in it, he was very memorable. I absolutely loved his character. I would have loved to have more of him. So I thought overall, I thought they did a really good job with some of the minor characters, the side characters, and some of the like just really good acting chops by actors and actresses that I would never have expected. Now, the ones that a lot of people had trouble with, I don't know her name. The one who played Helen of Troy, she just wasn't in it for very long. Like, she was in it for like 5 minutes. Like, that was it. Like, I don't know what that woman was talking about when she was doing all the marketing. I have no idea why they had her marketing and then Elliot Page. I have no idea. Because they were in it for so few period of time that it was just completely and totally marketed wrong, in my opinion. It was marketed to hate watch, really. But they played very insignificant roles. But I thought maybe if there was a weak part at the very beginning was they would do backstory over Troy, and I thought Troy was going to be the interesting part of it. It was actually the least interesting. It felt like the story that no one wanted to tell, basically. And it wasn't told very much. But anyways, let's just go into it a little bit more. Casting controversy, overblown. It's still terrible. Like that rapper who did, I don't know what that was at the beginning of the movie, where he's just like pounding on the table and saying just random things. I don't know what that was supposed to be. I don't know why you need a rapper for that. A little bit out of place. Definitely Elliot Page, not great. The woman who played Helen Troy, she was okay, but she just wasn't in the movie. So there's that. Probably, Zendaya was another one that everybody was talking about. But Zendaya, I don't even know what her role in this movie was. I don't even know why they would want to pay her all the money just to be in the parts that she was in. Like, she was just a useless character. Like, I still don't know what she even was there for. I really, truly don't, because I'm just like, was she an illusion? Was she the goddess Athena? Like, what was her role in this? What was her point in all of this? Really didn't seem to matter one way or the other. You could have taken her out completely and the story would have been the exact same. So yeah, Zendaya, just stop casting her in everything. She's going to be in the next, 3 or 4 big movies, and she's not really that great of an actress to begin with. But anyways, like I said, another thing, like I said, Anne Hathaway did a great job as Penelope. The only thing that I absolutely did not like was in this movie, and it's a little bit of spoiler, is where she kind of like loses trust in her own son. And I'm just like, that didn't make any sense to me. I didn't like that aspect of it. And then just as soon as it comes on, it goes away and it's like never spoken of again. And I'm just like, the dude's going to be king because his father's gone. So it's like, what is that about? You think he's going to usurp you? Why? That makes no sense. It made no sense. But like I said, Elliot Page as Sinon, not really as big of a deal as what I thought it was going to be. Elliot Page running scene is going to be a meme for all time, because that was just pathetic. That was just pathetic. Like, I even got on the internet afterwards to watch leaked photos of just running, like Elliot Page running. It was terrible. It was just absolutely terrible. It was very weird. It just was a weird scene. The idea that when they try to say, well, the best warrior that we had was Sinon, the bravest warrior, which was kind of odd because there's a moment in here with Sinon where that Sinon tells Odysseus, hey, if I'm gonna die, like at least tell my family, like exaggerate what I did here. And I'm just like, I thought you said that was the greatest warrior. Like, if it's the greatest warrior, why is that greatest warrior having to tell you to exaggerate? Like, that just blew my mind. That just literally just blew my mind when it come to that. So that was kind of stupid. Sinon was kind of a dumb character, waste of a character. But as far as the structure is concerned, flashbacks really took a toll on this movie. Like, I'm not asking for this movie to be linear. I'm just asking for this movie to tell me where it's at this point. It was flashback after flashback, flashbacks of flashbacks of flashbacks, which was totally unneeded, just absolutely unneeded. Completely destroyed the structure of this movie in a lot of ways. And a lot of the major events, and I'll just say Circe and Calypso, man, they were done dirty. They were done dirty because both of them could have had some really cool moments and should have been at the forefront of this movie. They weren't. In fact, I would go so far to say they were just left out and rushed for no reason whatsoever. You had an almost 3-hour movie, but you're telling me that you couldn't have had maybe more than 15 minutes of Calypso or 15 to 20 minutes of really explaining Circe. Like no part of the island. Like there was a horror scene with Circe, but which was really cool. But I just felt like just overall, it was just they weren't in it enough, and they should have taken center stage because they play such a pivotal role in the story of the book. So I didn't particularly like that. And to go into something that for some reason bothers me more than anything is bad armor and creature effects. Scylla, I believe, was the monster's name. That monster looked terrible. It looked like something straight out of 2003. It was awful. 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 The whirlpool was just a whirlpool. Like, that was all that was. And as far as the armor is concerned, you could go on to Party City or whatever that place is. It's called, that does the Halloween things and the costumes. And you could have got a better Trojan armor than what we saw on screen. It literally looked like it was made out of like paper. It looked like something that a child would have on. It was awful. It was just terrible. Totally took me out of the moment. So there was that. And plus they kept selling in the battle armor, which was just very odd. Like they wouldn't take their battle armor to sell in. I'm just like, that don't seem right. Why don't they got it on like 24/7? You tell me they don't have any other clothes, or just like take the armor off and maybe use it when, I don't know, you got arrows and swords coming at you instead of water. Like, just seems like a terrible thing to row a boat in. And speaking of the boats, like, what was up with the Viking boats in a Greek ship? I'm not an expert by any stretch of imagination. I was like, that's on Vikings. That's not Greek. Clear as day, not Greek. That was bad. There was a lot of overly dark cinematography. It basically looked like that scene from, what is it, the Battle of Winterfell in Game of Thrones. It was so dark you couldn't even hardly tell what was going on, and it took away, I feel like, from a lot of the scenes. I felt like another thing. This shouldn't have been one film. This should have been 3 films. And that would have been epic. You want to talk about something that would have been epic? That would have been epic. 3 films of this. That way you could have given Circe, the Cyclops, Calypso, Scylla, all of those others. You could have given them times. The giants, you could have given them more time. Instead, it's just like they island hop just from place to place to place. And it really, I didn't feel like I got enough of anything. I didn't learn anything about anything. I just knew, okay, this is the next stop we're going, and we're going to be here 5 minutes, and then we're going to leave. Like, I did not like that. The only time that I enjoyed the island scene was with the Cyclops. And the Cyclops was brutal. I loved that scene, actually. I wish they would have spent more time on him, but they didn't even flesh that out enough. So that, to me, was a big problem. That was a big problem. They just didn't spend enough time on the source material. They spent more time with the suitors, which is an important role, but also I would have loved to have seen more, like I said, Circe, Calypso. I would have enjoyed, I mean, if you even want to go to the backstory of the Trojan War, I would have been cool with even seeing a little bit more of that. But overall, where I land on it is about a 6 to 6.5. My initial take was 7, but after just thinking about it, I just feel like it has too many problems, too many flashback scenes of flashbacks, too much rushed activity was going on. The acting was superb. A lot of the casting was miscast in a lot of ways, but the actors who did their jobs, which were mainly most of the main actors, did a great job at it. They did a great job at it. So that's the only thing that I guess really has stuck with me is their acting chops more than the actual story itself. But anyways, guys, let me know what y'all think in the comments down below. Did you love it? Did you hate it? Let me know in the comments. And as always, guys, thanks for watching, and y'all take care.